It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears Up!
What's up, everybody? Ears Up Podcast. We're here today with another history show. This time, it's the history of the Magic Shop on Main Street in Disneyland. And I'm excited about this because I love the Magic Shop. I haven't bought anything there in probably 30 years. But I love going in there and looking around and going, yep, okay. It's just one of those things that you do all the time, you know?
Well, it's a unique store to Disneyland. Like, not many places have a magic shop.
That's true.
And
there's a reason for that.
Well, and to me, yeah, maybe. But, like, it is, it has a place in my heart because it was not my first trip to Disneyland, but it was a trip that, like, probably the first one that I really remember. And, like, I was like, oh, my God, I love this place. I was probably 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, you can get one souvenir, right? And, of course, I got, like, a bunch of other stuff. But they were like, you get to pick one thing.
Wait a minute. Your parents didn't hold you to any sort of accountability?
At the time, I was an only
Wow,
child.
that's so weird.
6 years old at Disneyland. You're telling me you're not going to get Alice whatever she wants? Pretty much, yes.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to tell her no first, you know?
Well, whatever.
That's all I'm
Anyway,
saying.
They said I could pick one thing, and I picked a Mickey Mouse magic set from the Magic Shop.
Okay, because your dad was a loser,
My
and
dad,
he's a magic guy.
My dad is somewhat of a actually both a magician and a musician.
Okay.
But he has boxes of magic tricks that I haven't seen in years, but exist.
You know what? We just need to have a word for people that are a musician and a magician. And I think that word
Dorks?
is loser. Yeah. So like I said,
Yeah.
your dad's a loser.
So I've always liked the Magic Shop as well. I think it's lovely. And when I suggested this, you were like, it's a store. Like, there's not going to be much history. And there's not.
I would never say that.
There's not, 2 hours of history to this store. But there's more history than I think you would think.
Good. Well, I don't want 2 hours of history on the show about this. So
Yes.
That works out great for me. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a little bit of news. It is only Taren and myself because Eric decided last minute to go to Disney World. He's like, I'm meeting some friends. That's my Eric impression, which he doesn't sound anything like.
No.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, do it. He's like, going to do Universal, I guess. Like, it sounded like a pretty cool trip. I'm like, yeah, of course. Come on. You're not going to ask you to turn that down because you have to sit here and listen to us talk about the Magic Shop and then, like, how prices are increasing again.
Yeah.
That's not fun. So he's off gallivanting around Epcot doing stuff like that. And
He's doing research.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we can call it research, I guess. I mean, knowing him, he probably is. He'll probably have a couple of what's Eric drinking again or whatever episodes or segments, something like that.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah. And before we move on to the show, if you want to be like Eric and you want to go to Disney World, hit up Concierge. You go to concierge.com, which is CONCIEARS, Concierge, like concierge, but ears, right? And they're going to help you plan your trip. Eric doesn't need help because he's a pro. He works at Concierge, so he knows what he's doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, this is the perfect outlet, the perfect place for you to get all that information. If you do know what you're doing, but you just want to have somebody on the inside to help you make reservations or, buy your lightning lane or even make sense of all that kind of crap, hit up Concierge because they will do that for you. And even if you know those two things, even if you're an expert, even if you know all the lightning lane stuff and you don't need help making reservations, if you're going to stay anywhere and you book a hotel, if Concierge books a hotel for you, they will monitor prices. And if there's a lower price, they will book it for you at that lower price and then refund you that money. That's not something that you're going to be able to do really on your own or even want to do. I mean, that's part of the privilege of paying to go on vacation is that, we make other people do stuff for us and make Concierge do things for you.
Well, and how much does it cost to make them do things for you?
Absolutely nothing, Taren. I'm so glad you asked.
No, that's the incredible part. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So check them out, concierge.com. Also, Sorry, I had to yell at my wife. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Let's get one of those lip readers on TikTok to figure out what I said, please.
Man, there are no secrets with those people anymore.
I wonder how much of that's accurate.
Well, yeah, and also like there's this one who.
All right, well, let's not talk about it because I'm not talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get to the main part of the show, I want to let you know that our latest episode, I almost called it an issue, our latest episode of the Buena Vista Boys dropped yesterday, day before, I forget now. So that is out into the universe right now. It is on the movie, the one and only genuine original family band. And it is a weird, I think I've talked about it before. It's a weird mix of marching band music, jaunty call and response music, and politics. And it's just weird. It's a weird movie.
It sounds awful.
It's, you know what? So I thought it was awful at first. Then I kept watching it. And I'm like, you know what? For what it is, it's not that bad. I don't know that I would need to watch it again, but the acting is so good in it. And some of the songs, when the songs are good, songs are all done by the Sherman Brothers. When the songs are good, they're catchy. When the songs are bad, they're the intro to the show. It's a weird. I encourage everybody to watch it. It's a weird movie. I don't quite understand it. It's very relevant.
Okay.
To today's political environment, which is oddly frustrating and confirming at the same time.
Because things change, but they all stay the same.
Yes, because in this movie, it's basically about the election of George Harrison. Wait, no. Grover Cleveland.
Isn't that a Beetle?
Yeah, it's a Beetle. You almost said Muppet.
No.
Oh, okay. It looked like you were about to say Muppet. No, I think George Harrison was a president also. I mean, yeah.
There's a lot.
President Harrison, how about that? And Grover Cleveland, 1888. And spoiler alert, for those of you who care, Grover Cleveland won the popular vote, but lost the Electoral College. Huh. And this movie came out in like 1969.
So it's always been a problem.
And it's just these kinds of things where like it's very frustrating because it's such a modern. You could make this movie now.
Yeah.
And it would be totally relevant to a certain extent because it's about a family who gets suckered. They're a Republican family, but with a Democratic grandpa, and they get suckered moving into the Dakotas because the people who are trying to split North and South or the Dakotas up into North and South to get more representatives to Congress, more Republican representatives to like counter the Democratic wave that's it's all this kind of stuff. You're like, oh my God, so that part was really, really annoying because I'm naturally, I suppose, kind of over the political charged environment that we're in for the last 9 years, like hypercharged.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for it to be over. And like just one way or the other, it's going to be over and that's fine. But I just don't want to like think about how it could be different. And so it's really weird to watch this movie and see these people from 1888. I know they're not really from 1888, but it was based on a book, and that book was written in 1888. So there you go. It's frustrating to see these people being frustrated about the same stuff that I'm frustrated about almost, 75 years later, or over 100 years later. I'm smart.
Well, it kind of makes you feel hopeless.
Right. Yeah. So, but all that aside, it's Kurt Russell's first movie. It's Goldie Hawn's first movie. And it's just, there's a lot of great acting. There's a lot of, it is cool. Okay.
So it came around for you, I guess.
Yeah. If it was on, I wouldn't be mad.
Okay.
It's not the computer wore tennis shoes. You know what I mean? So anyway, please check that out. Tell all your friends. Buena Vista Boys. That episode 5 is out. We're going to be recording, actually, if you're listening live on Twitch, Brian, we're going to be doing another live recording of our Halloween episode for the Buena Vista Boys, I think next week sometime, which is The Watcher in the Woods. I've never seen it. Don't know anything about it. This is a Matt pick.
Ooh, that sounds fun, though.
Yeah. And then I guess we should talk real fast about the our spooky stories. People were asking about that, when that's happening. Because they were like, is it going to be on Halloween, which is the next recording date? And I'm like, no, it's not going to be on Halloween. There's no way.
We have a 6-year-old who has to, that would be impossible.
Yeah.
We also get hundreds of trick-or-treaters. It would be the worst show to record.
Yeah. So I don't know when I don't know when we're gonna do it. Maybe Wednesday. I got to work with Eric, but
That
I would like to do.
short turnaround to
I know.
edit it.
I know.
Maybe Tuesday.
No, whatever. Well, I'll work with Eric about it. But yeah, so it'll be soon. It'll be definitely before Halloween.
Yeah.
We'll push that out. So
Which doesn't give us a lot of time.
which will win? That's the question.
These are. I was telling Jason the other day that this is my favorite episode. I consider it my episode. Like, this is like the one I look forward to.
This one right here, the Magic Shop.
Nope.
Oh.
The Halloween stories.
Oh, okay.
But I also hate it. It's a lot of pressure, and I wish that I didn't care so much. I wish that I cared less, but I don't.
Yeah.
And I want to make it perfect, and it takes me several days to write these stories.
Takes me 4 minutes because I'm awesome. You know what would be fun? Like if we were better writers, if you were a better writer,
Speak for yourself.
if Eric was a better writer, I would just like get prompts from people and then have then use those and be like, dish out the prompts. Like, okay, here's your story. Write a story about it.
That would
be
probably
kind of fun.
be easier.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I will do that for you.
No,
I will
already
do that for
I
you.
have my idea.
Okay, we'll see.
I
There
already
you go.
have my characters. I just haven't written anything.
All right, great. Well, that sounds good to me. All right, Taren. Well, let's go ahead and let's dig into the history of the Magic Shop on Main Street in Disneyland. One of the best places to go in the
All
parks.
right. Well, just to correct you a bit, just to start off,
Okay.
while this is the history of the Magic Shop on Main Street, there is also a whole other part of it that is not on Main Street. So we will go into that. But to start off, we are all consumers here, right? If you go to Disneyland,
Absolutely, bro.
it's a safe bet that you're a consumer of some kind.
I love buying stuff.
Yes, you certainly do.
Yeah.
So as you walk down Main Street and you're kind of peering into the shops, you mostly see a lot of the same merchandise, right? And as a Disneyland consumer, you know that if you specifically want a hat, you're going to go into the Mad Hatter's shop. Or if you're looking for music, you could go into the music shop. And if you want a hat and music and a sweatshirt and a coffee mug, you might go into the Emporium. But one thing that you're going to most certainly find in every shop is Disney Magic, of course, right?
Yeah.
Disney Magic is everywhere.
Of course, yeah. So is the flu.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you are looking for real magic, the Houdini, the David Blaine, the sleight of hand kind of magic.
I love you put David Blaine up there. Oh, wow, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you disappear, man.
Well, there is only one place to go, and that is the Main Street Magic Shop.
I'm going to interrupt you. You know my favorite David Blaine story?
No, I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, it's the only one I have, actually. He was on Stern years and years and years ago. And Stern was talking about, like, hey, you ever, in true Stern fashion, he's asking, I think, if he's ever used magic to, like, pick up women.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah, all the time. And he's like, what do you do? And David Blaine's like, I pretend to read their palm. Because it's all just it's nonsense anyway. So
Okay.
he's like, so I'll take her palm. And it's my David Blaine impression. And he'll like, trace a line and be like, oh, I see that you're kind of free-spirited, but you feel like nobody really understands you. And they're like, oh my God. And he'll like do another one. And it's all these cold readings, just generalizations, but he's like, people go nuts for it. That's all.
You make him sound very creepy.
I mean, he is creepy. He's a creepy looking guy.
Yeah.
And I think all magicians to a certain extent are creeps.
Kind of,
I mean,
yeah.
David Copperfield is a big creep. Yeah, I don't know. That's all. I feel like you have to be kind of creepy to fool people and lie to them.
I guess, yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So at this point, if you're anything like Jason, you might be thinking, cool, we're going to talk about the history of a store.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more to the history of the Magic Shop than meets the eye. Do you see what I did there?
No.
More than meets the eye?
G.I. Joe? No, it's Transformers.
No, it's just magic. Anyway, the Magic Shop that resides on the east side of Main Street, USA, that we are familiar with today, with its kind of marquee lights and the mystical window displays, is actually not the original Magic Shop in Disneyland. While that particular location is not original, there has, in fact, always been a Magic Shop in Disneyland. Walt Disney had a passion, of course, for entertainment, but also magic. So it's no surprise that he wanted a magic store as part of his park offerings for opening day. And the concept of magic, of course, is central to the entire idea of Disney and Disneyland, and having a place where people could experience, learn, and take home real magic tricks was one of those Disneyland projects that Walt not only had the idea and plans for, but he actually oversaw himself. So oh boy, hang on.
Uh-oh. What?
This mouse does not work, and it just scrolled way down.
Oh, man.
Hang on, let me see if I'll have to just use arrows. The arrows don't work either.
Do you need a mouse, Taren?
I kind of do, but I'll just...
Well, there's no but. Do you need one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if it's that big one, that one doesn't work either.
This one?
Yeah, that one doesn't really work.
What do you mean? Just a mouse. How does it not work?
The scrolly thing doesn't work, but we'll try it.
Maybe. Maybe you can pull it down. You know, the bar on the side. Click it down.
Okay.
There's not one thing, it's another with you. I swear to God. Either it's your child or your mouse pad. Jeez Louise.
Okay. We are sort of back in business. Where was I? Okay.
Magic Shop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So prior to the opening of Disneyland, Walt Disney approached a magician by the name of Merv Taylor. Now, a little bit about Merv. Merv Taylor had been a teacher of art, and he specialized in metalcraft, electrical shop, and mechanical drawing, which if anybody knows what that is, I'd love to know.
Mechanical drawing?
Mechanical drawing.
Drawing of mechanics, I guess? Like CAD software,
okay,
but
maybe. And this was like
50s.
1940s, actually.
Yeah, okay.
In 1940, however, a magician who was performing at the school where he worked brought Merv one of his broken props and asked Merv to fix it. Now, this opportunity to see a magic apparatus from the magician's vantage point, as opposed to like the audience's, sparked in Merv an immediate interest in magic. In 1945, Merv, who discovered he enjoyed magic over teaching, quit his teaching career and moved to the San Fernando Valley. He put all of his time and money into fixing and creating magic props exclusively. So he just did a complete 180 with his career. He was
Hell
like,
yeah, dude.
He saw this one magic trick and was like, that's amazing. And he quit his teaching job and decided to start fixing magic tricks.
Hell yeah.
So with 3 of his brothers and a few friends, he built a shop with a retail store in 1948 and called it Merv Taylor Magic. He went on to then start the Southern California Magic Dealer Association and was its first president. And 2 years later became the president of the National Magic Dealers Association.
Wow, he's like the George Washington of magicians.
He is.
Yeah.
Not only that, he also married a woman named Della Sherwood, who was also, you guessed it, a magician.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say Della Magic. Like, what are you talking about?
No.
That'd be so cool.
It would be. So to say that Merv made magic his life would be quite the understatement. Now, after meeting Walt Disney, Merv teamed up with his brother Bud Taylor and business partner James Hume, and together they established a firm called Taylor and Hume, which became responsible for creating the magic retail store in Disneyland. Now, Merv already could sense the importance of this project, and he actually decided to sell off his magic store in Los Angeles and some of the rights to some of the magic apparatus that he had developed to focus solely on Disneyland. And this gave him the opportunity to give the magic shop at Disneyland everything he's got. Now, when I first found this out, I thought, this guy's crazy. Like, he sold his entire business to manage a single store within an amusement park.
Yeah.
But on second thought, is kind of smart gamble, because I would guess that a magic shop in an amusement park is probably going to make a lot more money than a random magic store in downtown LA.
Probably.
I mean, you have the people walking by, if nothing else.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I would imagine also it's less about the complicated tricks that someone would come to a magic shop for, and about the trick ball and the cup thing, or the rings that you can separate, like easy stuff like that.
Mostly, yeah.
So it's not that much, convoluted metalwork and drawing and designing tricks so much as find the ball. I'll show you how to hide it in this cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Taylor and Hume brought their magic to the table and successfully opened up the magic shop with the park in 1955. They called it Merlin's Magic Shop. And this was a small store with kind of a castle-like stone facade, just like the castle. And this was located to the right after you walk through the castle into Fantasyland.
Okay. Where the heraldry shop was, and
Yeah.
now it's just Christmas 24/7, I guess?
It's not anymore.
It's not? What is it?
We'll get there.
All right.
This store was, of course, filled with a collection of beginner tricks and gags, but it was also a true magic retail store that professionals would also shop in.
Can you imagine buying a ticket to the park to go into Disneyland to buy a thing? Like, I'm here just for the Saw a Woman in Half blueprints. Like, I don't need a ticket book, please.
Yeah, I mean, there's no internet back then, so
It's true. Wait, what? Are you serious?
you only had certain ways to buy things.
That sucks, man.
Aside from the merchandise itself, Merv also put a lot of work into the presentation of the items that were going to be sold there. It wasn't enough to have tricks sitting on the shelf waiting to be bought. He wanted real magicians selling the products. He wanted them showing off their skills while also entertaining guests. Merv, like Walt, was very, very detail-oriented, and he was a creative person and saw the shop as an opportunity to give guests a show. The Magic Shop, however, was not just The Magic Shop was not just a shop. It was an attraction, and it meant a lot to Merv. So much so that he brought his family in to help. Aside from already being in business with his brother, Merv also employed his wife and eventually his daughter-in-law, while he and his son, Richard, hand-carved the design that hung in the front of the store. So like that kind of hanging sign said Merlin's Magic Shop.
All right.
So the mesmerizing collection of tricks and gags, all of which could be demonstrated live by Magic Shop employees, Merlin's Magic Shop quickly became a must-visit shop at Disneyland. And this beloved Magic Shop was an instant hit and actually a really big part of the overall Disney charm that made the park a global phenomenon.
Yeah, I get that.
This shop and its details and its entertainment factor was one of the things that really set Disneyland apart from other theme parks of its time. So it was kind of a big deal.
It's also funny that like this man could make so much. He could make a living on running the shop, so much so that his wife worked there, his kid worked there, his daughter-in-law worked there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like nowadays, you could maybe have one person working there, like managing the shop. And I'm sure, it was a little bit more because, he's a magician, he has experience and it's his shop and whatever. But I don't know. I would love to know the deal about that, where it's like, is he paying Walt to have it in? Is Walt paying him a salary on top of what he makes from the shop, or what the contract was there? Because there's no way you could do that now.
Yeah. Well, this might open up your world a little bit.
Oh no! All right.
Where was I?
Sounds painful.
No. One thing that most of us probably have heard before is that Steve Martin worked at Merlin's Magic Shop in Fantasyland.
I have heard this.
And he worked there from 1955 to 1958. He was a teenager, and so this was, of course, during the very early years of his comedy career. And as a magic demonstrator at the shop, Steve Martin would practice his comedy materials while showing basic magic tricks and practical joke items to the guests. It was here that he actually discovered his trademark arrow through the head gag that would later become a signature part of his stand-up comedy. I think we can all picture that. Maybe not the younger kids, but
yeah,
the arrow through the head thing.
Yeah.
So speaking of Steve Martin, I read this delightful story on Daveland about Steve Martin and the Magic Shop sign that Merv and his son made. So Dave from Daveland was in the middle of writing an article about Merv's Magic Shop. And at some point, as we all do, he took a break to go and look at eBay to look for anything rare, vintage Disneyland stuff.
Sure.
We've all done it at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And he just happens upon the original Merlin's Magic Shop sign.
Wow.
And because he's actively writing this article, he has several photos of the sign in his possession, and he very quickly determines that this is definitely authentic. But instead of bidding on it himself, he does not explain how he does this, but he gets in contact with Steve Martin.
I think he told us this story when we first interviewed him.
Oh, maybe he did.
I think so. It sounds familiar now. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he lets Steve know that this sign was for sale, and Steve jumps at it, and he's like, yes,
Absolutely,
yes, I want
dude.
it.
Yeah.
But Steve is in New York, and the sign's in California, and they didn't want to ship it because they didn't want it to get messed up.
Yeah.
And so Dave from Daveland, he offers to pick it up for Steve and drop it off with Steve's assistant. And he didn't say how long of a drive this was, but this wasn't 5 minutes away.
No, of
this
course
was
not.
multiple-hour drive.
Yeah.
So
Steve Martin, flight of the moon for that man.
well, true.
Yeah.
But also, my thought when reading this was like, why didn't Steve's assistant just go do it? But
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Good for Dave.
If it were me, I would offer.
Well, maybe that's why. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Allow me to do this.
Yeah.
Because I already have the link. It's already here. You know what I mean?
And knowing Dave, I'm sure that's what it was. Like,
Absolutely,
this
dude.
is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, and it really
to
was.
meet Steve Martin's assistant.
Well, yeah, but it gets even, well, maybe not better, but
Yeah. Yeah, it can't get better than that. Steve Martin's assistant. It's pretty cool, man.
well, when Dave got there to pick up the sign, it turns out that it was Merv's daughter-in-law, Helen, who was selling it.
Oh, wow.
So he got to meet Helen Taylor, and he said that she was lovely, and then he got to deliver that sign to Steve Martin. And there's two things that I just love about this story. The first is that Dave is a boss. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a complete boss. But two, I love that the sign has been kept in the family. That it went on eBay and somehow Steve Martin bought it.
Yeah.
And so it's still kind of in that Disneyland family. It went to somebody who truly cares about it. And
For sure. It's
I think
not
that's cool.
Yeah, I think too many times maybe a lot of people who buy these things are just like, I'm going to sit on it and sell it. It's an investment.
Yeah.
You know, it's also kind of fun, but
Sure, yeah.
I think for the most part it's an investment. So, Steve's not going to try to flip that,
Right.
Maybe when he
exactly.
dies.
He was excited to have it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
So I just thought that was a very cute story about this particular sign. So as a result of the store's massive success, another magic shop was opened on Main Street, USA, just a couple of years later in 1957. So by 1957, Disneyland had 2 magic shops. The Main Street Magic Shop, which was also owned and managed by Taylor and Hume, replaced the Wonderland Music Shop and offered a similar experience and selection to the items as the shop in Fantasyland. Now, additionally, Taylor and Hume owned and operated a pharmacy and a camera shop at the Disneyland Hotel. So this goes back to what you were saying about how he could employ his wife and his daughter-in-law. It wasn't just the one magic shop, which I kind of read it a little out of order, but they had 4 shops that they were managing.
4 shops. Jeez.
2 magic shops, a pharmacy, and a camera shop.
Okay.
And I believe the daughter-in-law and the wife worked at the camera shop at the Disneyland Hotel, actually. Let's see, sorry. Merv also helped produce several summer magic shows for Disneyland. And in these, he invited many of his magician friends to join, including Leo Bank, who was actually Steve Martin's mentor while Steve worked.
Those are 2 different names.
Well, I know, because I was reading an R, but it's actually an H, so it's Bank.
All right.
Including Leo Bank, who was Steve Martin's mentor while he worked at Merlin's Magic Shop in the 50s.
Cool.
In 1965, the Taylor and Hume contract for the 2 magic shops expired, and the Walt Disney Company assumed full control over both stores. Taylor and Hume did retain the Disneyland Hotel stores until after Merv's passing in 1974. Now, these beloved shops were core parts of the Disneyland experience until Michael Eisner closed Merlin's Magic Shop in 1983. Now, it may not have been his exact decision, but I'm going
Yeah.
to put all the blame on Michael Eisner.
Well, why not? He's the punching bag, you know?
He is, and he's going to continue to be in this history of this really cool shop. So, as a part of the huge Fantasyland refurbishment in 1983, the famous magic shop was remodeled into the Briar Rose Cottage, and then again renovated into many other concepts over the next 4 decades, including becoming the popular year-round holiday shop. Now, in early 2022, nearly 40 years after the iconic Merlin's Magic Shop closed its doors, it finally returned to its higatus-figatus roots, kind of. The original location of the Fantasyland shop was rebranded to Merlin's. Okay, this is going to be hard for me because I don't even know how to say this. Merlin's Marvelous Miscellany. Merlin's Marvelous Miscellany.
Okay.
That's the name of the store.
Miscellany? Yeah.
Miscellany.
Right.
And this was in March 2022. Guests can now find a variety of kind of wizardy type souvenirs in the magic themed, but not magic trick gift shop. So for this rebrand, there are no magic tricks or magicians, but the name of the store and the sign kind of give a nod to its opening day predecessor. So they're like nodding to it, but it's not at all the same, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Now back to the Main Street Magic Shop. This thankfully stayed open following the closure of Merlin's Magic Shop. However, as the years passed, it slowly drifted away from being a true brick-and-mortar magic store where real magicians might go to buy real magic tricks. In the 90s, under the direction of Michael Eisner, the Main Street Magic Shop became just another ordinary Disney gift shop, selling a few small tricks, but mostly just generic Disney souvenirs.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just take the magic out of it.
Well, it just sets us up for the modern era. This is sort of like what we were talking about with the movie for the Buena Vista Boys. We're just complaining about the same stuff still.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
guess.
Everything's the same in Disneyland.
I guess. So this unfortunately lasted for years.
Sure.
And in an odd yet very Eisner-y way, Disney decided to bring the magic in the magic shop, but on TV. In the late 1990s, between shows on the Disney Channel, they would play this like set of commercials, and it was like a 30-minute collection of like Disney stuff. And it wasn't commercials for Twix or Doritos. It was like a short from The Vault, or there were these little skits or music videos, things like that.
Yeah.
And they called this kind of like a commercial break. And one of these was a segment called Disney Magic Shop. And the opening shot of the Disney Magic Shop focused on 2 kids walking down Main Street, and they're walking into the Main Street Magic Shop. And so they show like the marquee, and then they show them walking into the store, and then you're kind of at the POV of the kids. And then you're standing in front of this magician, and he shows you this magic trick that you can do at home with things from around your house. Now, this is pretty cool, but the weirdest thing to me is that we're supposed to be seeing a magician show us a trick from inside the Main Street Magic Shop at Disneyland, while at the same time, Disney wasn't even selling magic tricks or showing off magic tricks in that store at this time. So that in and of itself is like a bait and switch.
That is, man. I'd be so mad about that.
I know. Got to be mad about lots of things,
Yeah.
and that's one of them. So back to 2009. When Houdini's Magic Shop purchased the rights to serve as a private operator of the retail outlet. Sorry, I read that very weird. I'm going back in time just a little. Oh, I guess I'm not. Just cut this all.
Well, hold on. Since you're doing that, I'm going to change that. Let's see if that helps your microphone. Go ahead.
I mixed up a couple things here. We were in the 90s.
Oh, wow. Hold on. That tanked you. That tanked you for some reason. Maybe it'll help your sound. Oh, I wonder if I should put it back, though. Oh, I think I just screwed up everything in the world. First of all, why do you have phantom power on? I don't think you need phantom power. God damn it. Hold on. Just everyone relax. Yeah. I think it was my fault that your audio sucks.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's my fault.
I feel like Jeremy.
You do?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay, yeah. It's because you're a condenser mic. You do need phantom power. We're going to bump you up. Okay, talk to me, please.
Check. Hello.
That's so low. Yep.
Yep.
Keep going.
Oh, yeah. That sounds a little better in my ears, at least.
Yeah.
I can hear myself. Do I need to keep going?
Yeah, that's when I said keep
Well,
going. Yeah.
You know how I don't like doing this.
I know. Well, I don't care.
So I'm not going to.
I don't need you to
like
like
me
it.
to keep going.
I did.
Actually, no.
I did.
You said.
I am recording it. I will play it back for you when I'm done.
Great. I
Oh
can't
my
wait.
God, I'm going to play it back for you. I'm going to wake you. I'm going to put headphones on you at night.
Do you need me to talk, or are you going to keep talking?
I'm
Just
both,
curious. Okay.
man.
Okay. Well, I will keep talking then. This is me talking about the Main Street Magic Shop
See,
in
the problem
Disneyland.
is, like, it's just, I don't know why I do this to myself.
I don't know either. But you did, and this is where we're at. So
I know.
We're just going to go with it.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Well, I guess the
Whoever's-
main thing is can't move around too much with your mouth. All right. Talk to me.
hi. I can't. What does that mean? I can't
Perfect.
move
All
around
right.
with my mouth.
Love it. We're here. We're good. Continue on, please.
Okay.
Where were you? Did you leave off somewhere?
Yes, I did.
All right. There you go. That's a good sound.
I.
That's a good one. I can't wait to
What do
replay
you
that
want me
one.
to do? I don't have a turn off mic button.
You go like this.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh my God. I'll play it back.
Okay. No, you won't. All right, go ahead, please.
In 2009, when Houdini's Magic Shop purchased the rights to serve as the private operator of the retail outlet. Why does it say that? Okay, try that again. In 2009, the Houdini's Magic Shop purchased the rights to serve as the private operator of this retail outlet. The Houdini's Magic brand had been running magic shops since 1983 and immediately worked to transform the iconic Main Street USA location back to a true magic shop again. Professional and beginner magic tricks were brought back, as well as live magic demonstrations. Under this new management, employees were no ordinary cast members. Instead, professional magicians were hired to ensure a truly magical experience for every guest that walked through the doors of this legendary Disney magic shop. In early 2022, the world's largest magic store, Vanishing Inc., purchased the rights to the Houdini's Magic Shop brand. Now, this meant that they immediately took over the contracts for both the Disneyland location and its sister location, Houdini's Magic Shop in San Francisco on Pier 39.
Oh, interesting.
I did not know.
Yeah.
Vanishing Inc. has been a leader in producing and selling magic tricks online since 2009, but these two newly acquired magic shops, the one in Disneyland and San Francisco, were the first two physical retail stores that they had under their belt. These new owners felt that the contents of the Main Street Magic Shop had begun to feel a little dated. There were many classic magic tricks that had started to feel, in their words, quote unquote, cliche. Vanishing Inc. decided to upgrade many of the magic offerings in the Main Street Magic Shop to more modern, updated versions of the beginner and professional magic tricks and gags that were sold previously. And they did, however, believe that the design and decor of the existing magic store had charm and familiarity. So the overall look sort of remained unchanged, while they simply offered more modern tricks to guests. Now, of course, even with this change, one thing has remained. The magic shop is still more than just a shop. It's also an attraction where you can watch real magicians perform real magic for free just by stopping in the shop. And one just last tidbit about the Main Street Magic Shop. When you're in there, and I'm not going to tell you where they are, but when you're in there, be on the lookout for hidden Mickeys, because there's not one, there are multiple.
Ooh, I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
cool.
I will just say, look up.
Look up.
Look up.
What could that mean?
I don't know. You'll have to find out.
All right.
But that is the history of the magic shop. It is there's not a lot of information. And I will say that it is a difficult history to find because when you look up Disneyland Magic,
yeah,
that doesn't what you find is not magic tricks. Disneyland Magic, you find Reddit posts about what was your Disneyland
I've
Magic
lost the
like?
magic. It's lost
Or,
the
yeah,
magic.
it's lost all the magic. So it is actually very difficult to find history of this magic shop, but there is a significant amount if you dig deep enough.
There you go. Good job, Taren.
Oh, thanks.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to do Disney news. So hang on a moment. What show are we doing? Ears Up. It's Ears Up. Everyone will be right back.
And now, back to the show that ignites your dream wish of imaginations and magical color wonderment of forever. Ears Up.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's some big Disney news this week.
I know, right? I wonder what Eric's doing right now.
You should call him.
Hey, Eric. Wake up. I was telling the chat last night, because, we tried this last night, and I should call Eric, or I should make him call, or send him the invite, or see what he's doing. Then I thought better of it. I was like, no, because if it was, knowing Eric as little as I do, he's sort of like me in that way. Like, he would feel obligated to come on, and then I would interrupt whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
And he would come on, and it wouldn't be really worth it. So I'm like, no, let this guy have his time,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Before we get to the news, though, as the sun dips below the horizon and autumn approaches, there's a moment to savor. And we haven't brewed, but the 21st Amendment has brewed that moment into every can of Hell or High Twilight, which is the newest citrus wheat beer from the 21st Amendment Brewery, which Taren had the other day. We went and met Mr. P and friends at the 21st Amendment in San Leandro.
Yes, that was very fun.
It's a good beer. Mm-hmm. I thought it was gonna be like a kind of an American wit beer thing, but it wasn't. It was just more orange, like sweet orange peel forward. It was good.
Yeah, I had two of them.
Very refreshing. It's not your ordinary wheat beer, Taren. Hello High Twilight dances on your tongue with soft sweetness, then bursts open with bright, fresh citrus peel flavor and aroma. It's crisp and refreshing, and at just 5.6% ABV, it's the ideal beer whenever you want to bring a little bit of twilight into your day, or for those easy evenings spent under the stars. So whether winding down or gearing up, crack open a Hell or High Twilight and let the season unfold. Available now wherever 21st Amendment beers are sold. And don't forget to try their seasonal release, Pumpkin Hazy, which I think P had. I forget. It's like biting in a pumpkin pie with every sip. Wow. I need to I need microphone lessons. I know.
Here we go.
Well, this is the problem. Is that I mutter too much, and then my mic cuts off because my noise gate kicks in, and I don't like that. But then when I go back to edit, I can hear myself in your microphone because I'm having a friggin' shout.
Okay.
It sucks. I hate it. I know, it's fine though.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the Ears Up Disney News.
It's fine. Things happen. What are you going to do, man?
True.
No one's complained about the sound so far. It's just annoying for me when I edit it. Okay, we've talked a little bit about the Hungry Bear reopening as a barbecue joint.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
I'm okay
apparently
with
the menu has been released.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like menus.
Yeah, so I wanted to go through some of the prices for these kind of things. I don't know why. I guess just to be mad.
Okay.
But it's not really mad. I guess, I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows? So off rip, you get chicken tenders plate. You get a plate of tendies, which is coleslaw and beer battered fries, which seems a little gastropub circa 2008. Beer battered fries. Like, why are we battering our fries? We don't need to do that.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it though.
But it's also weird because like chicken tendies, like adults generally aren't going to get that. That's going to be the thing for the kids. Why do they have beer battered fries?
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Yeah. $13.49. So I don't know how many tendies you get with that, but that's fine, I guess. A smoked barbecue combo platter. A selection of house smoked meats with baked beans. again, I can't imagine that they're smoking meats in there, but maybe they are. Who knows? With baked beans, coleslaw, white bread, and pickled vegetables. Select 2 pork spare ribs, pulled pork, sausage link, or beef brisket. It doesn't say hot link. It's supposed to be hot link. You get a platter, you get a barbecue combo. It's a hot link, not a sausage link, but whatever.
Okay.
$21, $21.50.
Wow.
Which is pricey, but I expect to see that at like a little mom and pop barbecue joint in Oakland. Like I don't expect, or like in Austin, I don't expect to pay that price at a theme park. And these are the problem. This is the problem I'm going to be having.
Yeah, and I think that by that logic, it's almost like opposite of that. Like I would think a mom and pop would be less expensive.
I mean, yes. I'm just saying, like that high price I wouldn't expect from a mass-produced, restaurant. Because I'm going to say it. I guarantee that these are pre-cooked meats that they probably infuse with smoke.
I'd like to find that out,
and that's
honestly.
it. I would guarantee it, because like just seeing like some of these barbecue places run through a big section of people daily. You're talking big fat smokers with these big. There's no way. There's no way that they're doing this on scale the right quote unquote way.
Yeah. Okay.
Smoked Angus beef burger with pulled pork, $18.49. That's American cheese, golden aioli, whatever that is. Pickled
what is
onions.
Golden aioli.
Yeah.
That's mayonnaise.
B&B pickles, crispy onions with beer. So it's a beef burger with pulled pork on top for $18.50.
That sounds like too much. Like you're not going to be able to eat that and then continue walking around the park.
Yeah. Smoked beef brisket sandwich, $17.
Okay.
Or classic cheeseburger for $13.99. Barbecue pulled pork sandwich, $15.99. So this is what I don't understand. Whenever Disneyland like releases prices for stuff, I really enjoy looking through, because when they merge two things together and the price discrepancy doesn't make sense, it doesn't line up with anything else. So barbecue pulled pork sandwich is $15.99. You add a smoked Angus beef burger on top of that, and it's $18.49. So you're telling me that the value for the patty is $2.50? Then why is a cheeseburger $13.99?
Well, that's a good point.
These are the things. The pricing.
You're doing too much math.
The pricing is so out of whack. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Corn ribs. What are corn ribs?
Corn ribs are those things I got from Trader Joe's that one time, where it's like they like cut the corn from the cob so that it's still kind of together, and then
all right, that's cute. I guess
okay.
$15.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They're not that good.
Or for $15 you can get loaded French fries, which are smoked pulled pork, queso sauce, pickled red onions, pickled jalapeno, cilantro, and scallions.
Okay.
I don't know if that's worth $15. Funnel cake fries. I don't know what those are either. It's like sections of funnel cake.
Oh. Funnel cake fries. So it's a sweet thing.
Well, I think it's just funnel cake in strips. Funnel cake is usually like swirled in the fryer. That's what I'm guessing.
Interesting.
Banana pudding. I got a banana pudding there too, with crushed wafer cookies.
Banana pudding.
I know.
Honestly.
Bananas, whipped cream, crushed wafer cookies, dulce de leche, and toffee.
Okay.
Kids Disney check meals. What's a check meal? Disney check meal.
Disney check meal.
Oh, look for the Disney check icon on printed menus to find options that meet Disney's nutrition guidelines. So here are the nutrition guidelines. Toasted cheese sandwich. Okay, that's called a grilled cheese sandwich. That's fine. Or a hamburger. Kids meal, beverages, strawberry shortcake lemonade, $7.50. Yada, yada, yada. But they have a gluten, wheat, allergy-friendly stuff. That's cool.
That's nice to have options for people.
Yeah, egg allergy-friendly. I didn't think egg allergies were I'd never heard of that. But good. Fish,
it
shellfish.
gives people tummy aches.
Yeah, I get that. Milk allergy friendly. Wow, there's a lot of allergy friendly. So there you go. If you have kids or if you have yourself dietary restrictions, dude, check this place out. Soy allergy friendly. Sesame allergy friendly.
Really?
That's crazy, dude. Yeah. So good on them. I like that. That's cool. You got to have some options.
Yeah. Honestly, it sounds kind of good. I agree with you about the pricing. It's a little strange, but I just wouldn't get that then.
That's what happens. I mean, it's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is absolutely true.
Yeah. I got another story loading here because my computer's wacky, man. Along the lines of what's going on with prices, Disney World fans say menu prices at new dining spot are, quote, obscene.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are they talking about the one you were just talking about?
No, that's Disneyland. This is Disney World.
Oh.
Yeah. A highly anticipated dining spot, the Cake Bake Shop Bakery. The Cake Bake Shop Bakery.
Can't do it.
No, it's stupid.
Cake Bake Shop Cake
Bake Shop Bakery. What?
Cake
Why
Bake
is
Shop
that? Why? Yeah. Come on. Can we not? The Cake Bake Shop.
Yeah.
Or the Cake Shop Bakery. But we don't need the Cake Bake Shop Bakery. But anyway, it's set to open at Disney's Boardwalk at Disney World's Epcot Park sometime this fall. Is going viral for its shockingly offensive menu prices. For example, the least expensive slice of cake at the shop. How much would you pay for a slice of cake? The most ornate, the most decadent, succulent piece of moist cake with all the toppings that you would ever want on it. I don't know what this includes, but how much would you pay? What's your top price?
My top price for a slice of cake would probably be $12.
$22. That's how much this is.
One slice of cake?
A single scoop, and that's the least expensive. That's the bare minimum. Okay. A single scoop of ice cream costs, dude, I dislike. There we go. A single scoop of ice cream costs $8, while a lemon bar. Now, depending on how big the lemon bars are delish. I used to steal those from Starbucks all the time.
They're
Whenever you
great.
wanted a lemon bar at the end of your shift, you hide it in the pastry case, and then when no one claims it, then you eat it because you have to throw all the pastries out anyway.
Because you hit it.
Right. Exactly. $16.
That is way too much.
If guests,
it doesn't even matter how big the lemon bar is. That is too much for a lemon bar.
There needs to be a lemon tray at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If guests want to wash all that food down with a refreshing Coca-Cola,
Okay.
$8.
$8 for a Coca-Cola?
$8.
That costs them like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Also, you don't want a Coca-Cola with these things. You want milk.
So I'm looking at like the pictures of the cakes, and it's a 3-tiered cake, normal what you think of a piece of cake. You know, 3 tiers with some buttercream in there and some frosting on the outside. That's it. It's not wild. It's not like this. It's not like a big ornate thing with like maybe cookies shoved in or whatever. It's just
a cake.
It's just a friggin' cake, man. But this website and my computer don't like each other, so it's really hard to load the actual thing for me.
Just go to Walmart and get yourself a cake. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can't bring a cake in. I guess you could.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
I mean, this isn't even in the park proper. I think this is just
on the boardwalk. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is their Disney. No, it's in Epcot.
It's
Yeah.
No, it's part of the resort. The boardwalk is like where that hotel is and stuff. It's not.
Oh, then
you don't
why
have
did
to
they
pay
say
to
it was
go.
Epcot?
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know either. I unfortunately I can't see because for some reason this stuff does not like me. Disney's Boardwalk. Does the chat know? I can't flip back.
Yeah, Disney's boardwalk is where that hotel is. Like this is where Jeremy goes to that dance thing and stuff.
I thought that was in the park, but okay. Well, there you go, man. What do I know?
Bring your own cake.
Yeah, which is set to open at Disney's Boardwalk at Disney World's Epcot. So, I don't know. That's what the street is saying. I don't know enough about Disney World to know. Taren will figure it out.
I'm on the case.
But I'm trying to bring up like a photo of this stuff, man. Twitter is just not, I don't know, maybe it's my computer. Doesn't work.
Okay, Disney's Boardwalk, Epcot.
Look at us. We're trying to figure stuff out, everybody.
Yeah. No, it is not. It is. Well, there's the Disney Boardwalk Inn.
It's just out. Okay, so Brian says it's just outside of Epcot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not actually in Epcot. You
No.
don't have to have that ticket to get this cake.
TheStreet.com. What do you know?
I knew it.
Yeah. All
Thanks,
right. Well,
Brian.
we're going to stop talking about the cake because I can't pull up the prices. So there you go. That's
They're
what's
just
happening.
stupid. They're stupid prices.
That's pretty bad, yeah. Let's save that because it's more pricing thing. That's more price. Actually, we have a lot of pricing news to cover. Here, let's do this one. Prince Charming movie in works at Disney with Paul King aboard to direct.
Thank God, who cares?
After helping bring the Paddington franchise and a new Willy Wonka movie to life, director Paul King has his sights set on another iconic character. Sources tell Deadline that King has come on to direct a new Prince Charming movie at Disney.
Sorry, but you know who doesn't need a movie?
Paul King.
I don't know who that is, but the
Director that I just read about.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I know what you just said, but
okay.
I don't know who that is.
Right.
No, white men. They don't need a movie about themselves. Like that is not a necessary thing.
I don't know. Terrifier is pretty good. While plot details are unknown, the Prince Charming character has many origins throughout literature, but when it comes to Disney, is usually linked to the character that becomes the love interest of many of the Disney princesses. While many have linked him to classic animated picks like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, his true origin is in Cinderella, where Cinderella's actual love interest is Prince Charming. For the film project, insiders do add that the film will not specifically be linked to Cinderella. The film seems to fall right in line with King's wheelhouse. Paddington, whatever, who cares? Oh, Paddington in Peru is coming up soon, so there's that. There's gonna be a third Paddington Bear series, or whatever. And he did the most recent Wonka with Timothée Chalamet, which apparently grossed $634 million worldwide. I had no idea.
Wow.
I just thought that's kind of like a flop, because no one talks about it.
Yeah, all I ever heard was that they picked the wrong guy to play. Not that he did bad, but the guy from The Bear just looks exactly like, what's his name?
Yeah.
Gene.
Reading the comments, and someone says, Paddington was good, but Wonka was terrible. This could go either way. Apparently people have been waiting for this forever. Because it's like an on-again, off-again project. So apparently it's on again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Why not, hit back at the woke mind virus,
Yeah, apparently. I just don't think that's necessary. I have zero interest. I have no cares at all.
Yeah, and I guess part of the problem is I didn't care about Maleficent either. So for me, I don't really care about anybody.
But at least with Maleficent, you get an idea of why she is evil, right? Prince Charming is the only storyline is that his dad wants him to get married and he's not quite ready.
Yeah, but I guess to bear that logic out, then why isn't he ready? Why doesn't he want to get married? It's like why is Maleficent evil? I don't know, just cause.
Yeah,
who cares? I don't care why. I don't care why.
Yeah.
So it's just same. For me, it's the same thing. That's why I don't care about Prince Charming movie, because I don't care about backstories about anyone. If you do a movie, I don't want a second movie to be a backstory about why that character exists. I want to be in the middle of a story. You get out, and then I can make up reasons why that character is weird, or scary, or sad, or happy, or whatever. That's the way I like to work. I don't need to see backstory movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I understand. I would, but I don't think that we ever get away from backstory because they don't have original content. So that is the only original content, is going back to these stories and digging deeper.
I agree.
And so I guess my point is that of all the characters in Cinderella, that is not the character that I think anybody cares about his backstory.
I agree.
Gus. Do Gus. I'd rather know about.
Don't worry. In 100 years, they will. Don't worry. I mean, look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree. Yeah. I don't know why they're doing a Prince Charming movie, but apparently 5 people on that comment on the Deadline.com have been waiting for this.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. One of Walt Disney World's beloved attractions in Magic Kingdom Park will be temporarily closing starting in January 2025 for refurbishment.
They're going to turn it into sherbet.
Yeah. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will temporarily close for refurbishment on January 6th, 2025, and will reopen with a little bit of new magic in 2026.
Oh.
It's going to be closed for over a year.
That's wild. What are they going to do? And what is this new magic? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Most of the refurbishment work for the thrill ride will be behind-the-scenes updates that won't be noticeable to guests. Disney World rides regularly undergo refurbishment, blah, blah, blah. But a year-long refurb, to me, something's wrong, or I wonder if it's, I don't know, maybe it's I'm far out, right? But like maybe it's hurricane related. Where like, okay, we're probably going to be seeing more of these friggin' hurricanes because of climate change. So maybe we need to like reinforce it. You know how they do earthquake reinforcement out here for the tall buildings. So maybe, I don't know.
For some reason, I thought that we were talking about Disneyland. So Disney World, I feel like that makes sense. It's only getting worse.
Agreed. You know what? If you're in LA, which P is, but I don't know if it's happening this weekend or not. Okay, here we go. Anyway, I'll summarize this, I guess. This week in West Hollywood, Song World Art House, P, you should go to this. The show, there's an art show dubbed Crump's The Lost Exhibition, is curated by Rolly's son Christopher, who followed in his father's footsteps for work at Walt Disney Imagineering. The Lost Exhibition will draw heavily on Rolly Crump's late 1950s and early 1960s work, specifically his series of folk house-inspired rock and roll style posters. The event is open to the public Friday through Sunday, and the gallery is near the original location of one of Crump's old hangs, Folk Club The Unicorn. Poster Crump drew for the venue will be a centerpiece of the exhibit. Christopher cites the freewheeling nature of the 1950s folk scene as a large influence on his father's art, which had the sort of bold colors and intricate line-heavy works one sees in a tattoo parlor. Other posters show off Crump's acidic yet silly sense of humor, such as what he called his dopers, that is, art humorously celebrated drugs in the style of Beat Generation barroom posters. Outside of his work at Disney, Crump continued to work on eccentric pop art throughout his career, a comic strip-inspired 1967 poster for psychedelic rock group the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. Anyway, there you go.
Okay. That's fun. I like that he's...
Getting some love? Yeah, man. This is a personal thing for me, Christopher says. This is the exhibition that never happened. He should have done this. He should have had more gallery shows. I agree.
Yeah, geez, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The only real gallery stuff was when he had the Crump's shop on Ventura Boulevard, but he never had a formal gallery show. Christopher, who will be on hand all 3 days to share tales about his father, spoke to the Times about the show. And it's like edited, but I don't really know, like... I don't know if I want to necessarily read all that. But yeah, anyway, so there you go, P. There you go. I'm just talking, just a one-man show, one audience targeted. All right, let's get back into some bad news. What do you think of that?
Oh,
that was good news.
That was good. Okay, that was good news.
Yeah, this is now bad news.
Okay.
In what is now a tradition as regular as a parade on Main Street, Disneyland has raised its prices in time for the holiday season. But the move also suggests Disney is doubling down on the belief that its ambitious $60 billion parks investment will eventually justify the price of admission. While Florida's Walt Disney World upped its base ticket price earlier this year, the original Anaheim location opted to keep its lowest tier single-day, single-park ticket at $104 for the 6th year in a row. Okay. The catch is that those tier 0 tickets are only available for a fraction of the year. As in 2025, so far, there are only 34 days on the calendar set for the $104 ticket price.
There's only how many?
34.
Okay.
Set for this year, for this coming year.
Look, it's more than 0.
For the rest of the year, park goers will have to contend with tiers 2 through 6, depending on the predetermined level of demand for a given period. Each of those increased in price by roughly 6%. With the highest tickets crossing the $200 mark for the first time in Disneyland history.
I mean, it is pretty wild.
Before Disneyland launched its tiered ticket system, the price of admission was $96 flat in 2014, which is equal to $129 today. Compared to the tier 6 price, that means Disneyland tickets have increased by 114% in 10 years, or roughly 60% when adjusted for inflation.
Yikes.
Yeah, dude.
That's a really big increase. Ooh.
Yeah, so that's happening. There's nothing like a visit to the Disneyland Resort, said spokesperson Jessica Good. We always provide a wide variety of ticket, dining, and hotel options and promotional offers throughout the year to welcome as many families as possible. The promotional offers likely include limited-time $50 kids tickets for January through March, a deal that was announced a week before the permanent price hikes went into effect.
Wow.
So there's that. So ticket prices are up again. There's no sign of that ever stopping because people keep going.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, speaking of that, also, there is, with that announcement, there's a new theme park pass at both Disney parks that will let you skip the lines, which is not Lightning Lane, at a hefty price, is what Fast Company is reporting. So it's the one-day Lightning Lane Premier Pass, which is being piloted at U.S. parks, allows visitors access to a faster line throughout the day without an app reservation for one ride per experience or one ride per ticket, I guess.
Okay.
Think of it like TSA pre-check at an airport where lines move more quickly. The pass rolls out next week at Disneyland and DCA and Disney World in 2 weeks on October 30th. So it asks, how much would you pay to fast track your kids for a day? Disney World's premium line skipping pass can cost up to can cost up to $449 per person for one day. And you only use it one time per ride.
So, question. Up to, I thought it was flat, so it's not a flat fee. This is on a scale. This is on a scale as well.
I thought it was flat too. Maybe Disney World is different. I don't know.
Interesting.
At Disney World's theme parks, a single premier pass costs between $129 and $449 per pass plus tax. A family of 4 is looking at between $516 and $1,700 for this. I mean, here's the thing: you don't got to do it.
No.
And that's just for one day, in addition to the cost of a theme park admission ticket. Apparently, prices do vary based on the theme park and how busy it is for that day.
Okay.
So, Disneyland's Animal Kingdom, you're paying between $129 and $199, and it's like between Halloween and Christmas prices are higher, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Epcot between $169 and $249, which is weird to me. Why is Epcot more expensive for this line skipping thing? How many lines are in? How many rides are in Epcot that you want to skip?
Even that many.
Right. I would think Animal Kingdom would be more than Epcot, but whatever. Hollywood Studios starts at $269 and caps out at $349, and then Magic Kingdom, of course, $329 to $449. At DCA and Disneyland, things are working a little differently. The pass will be able to any guest at one price for use at both Disneyland Resort and DCA on the same day. So if you're park hopping, you can buy one of these things, which is cool.
That's good.
I guess, yeah. That pass will run a whopping $400 per person per day for park visits through the end of December. Next year, pricing will vary based on the demand that day and cost between $300 and $400 per pass. My question is, why not do that now? Why have the flat rate now and then later it'll be, but they're not doing that at Disney World.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I feel like they're testing the waters because when they put it to a scale, they're going to want to make it go up. They're not going to make it go down. So they're testing the waters to see if there's an interest in it at $400, which,
I mean, they already list the scale for 2025 between $300 and $400.
oh,
So like, yeah, I don't know. And Disney has no problem raising prices. So who knows?
this
But
is insane. And
the only way you can buy it is if you stay at the deluxe resorts and select hotels. So the full list of eligible resorts and hotels, Disney Deluxe Resorts are Animal Kingdom Lodge, Beach Club Resort, Boardwalk Inn, Contemporary, Grand Floridian, Polynesian, Wilderness Lodge, Yacht Club. Anyway, you guys can figure that out.
jeez.
I think that's weird. And so people do keep comparing it apparently to Universal's Express Pass, which is what we were talking about in the Discord the other day. I think this is weird. I think this is like a weird problem that Disney has caused itself where they're just trying to limit the amount of people who can skip lines. So they're just charging a premium for it.
Yeah.
And other people think it's going to reduce the wait times eventually. So, and people are trying to justify. Excuse me. People are trying to justify the price on this, saying, "Oh, well, Universal's been doing this forever." So apparently, here's how they kind of like compare. Universal Orlando offers 2 versions of its Express Pass. Both variations are variably priced based on the crowd level. First, there's the Universal Express Pass, which allows you to skip the lines 1 time per participating ride, which sounds like the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not every ride; it's just
Well,
participating.
it's same thing with the Disney stuff.
Okay.
Like in the Disney parks, it's only rides that are part of the Lightning Lane thing, not everything else. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
That ranges from $89 to $289 per person.
Okay.
So on the low end, you're paying $89.99 for the Express Pass, which is pretty reasonable, honestly.
But on the high end, it's $300. So.
But it's not $449 on the high end for Disney World. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Universal Express Unlimited option, which ranges from $119 to $319. This pricier version allows unlimited skips of the line at participating rides. If you're staying at one of the Universal Orlando's premier tier resorts, like the Hard Rock or whatever, you'll be given complimentary use of the Express Pass lines as part of your stay.
Wow.
That is, I mean,
That's great.
That pays for your friggin' hotel room probably, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's wild, dude. If you want to use your Express Pass at both parks, expect those prices to increase. Blah blah blah. But that's the comparison where people are like, oh well, Universal has been doing this forever. Yeah, but it's a better value.
Right, and theirs is unlimited, and that just made me think, like, for $400, why isn't it just unlimited? Like,
people would just abuse the hell out of it, I think.
But who cares? Who is abusing it? Because who has $400 on top of $200
extra
to do this
per person?
$600 for one day? Like, who has that kind of money? Like, no, people can't abuse it, and like that's the thing that I've been seeing about this is like there's already a separation of like class at Disneyland.
Yeah, it's a caste system for sure.
And like this just makes it so much more at the forefront. Like to me, this is just crazy. Like who has that kind of money?
Not me. That's for sure, man. We can't even afford park tickets, much less Lightning Lane tickets. You know what I mean?
And
much less this.
I do also wonder if this is really just geared to Disney adults, because what family of 4 can even come close to affording this? Maybe a couple mid-20 somethings that work in Silicon Valley could afford this. I don't know.
Yeah. So for me, it was more of like, what problem does this solve?
Yeah.
This doesn't solve a problem other than a way to get $400 per person from people. And so the argument is that it's going to reduce wait times.
No.
Because people are going to be doing this instead of buying the Lightning Lane, which when you have a Lightning Lane, you make a reservation, and the reservation's like a ghost you in that line. So if you don't have a reservation for these lines, let's say there's 50 reservations for rides, that's going to lower the wait time because there's not a holding place for you. So the wait time will be reduced because there's not a pretend person in line that's saving your spot. But it doesn't make any sense because when you go to the front of the line, I have this pass, then you're just going to go in anyway. So it's going to kind of back everything up.
You're pushing everybody back.
So I talked to my buddy, former Imagineer who's been on the show, Kyle, which maybe I'm not supposed to say his name anymore. But anyway, he's excited for the changes, and he gave me some points.
Okay.
That I don't trust. Not because I don't trust Kyle, but like I don't think he's right. I don't know. Okay. And everyone in Discord's like, "You're wrong, Jason." And I'm like, "No, you guys are wrong."
Okay.
So he says, all rides have a peak amount of time that people are willing to wait for, no matter how busy the park is. For Indy, that's like 60 minutes. For Pirates, that's 45. It doesn't matter if every other ride in the park is light or busy. Everyone wants to get on Indy, and in general, they're only willing to wait 60 minutes. Otherwise, it's not worth it, and they'd just rather go home or go on something else. I agree with that. We've been saying that since 2013.
Yeah.
For sure. That's personally, I don't want to wait for anything over half an hour, depending on what it is. Indie, I'll wait for. Pirates, I'm not going to wait.
Yeah.
Half an hour? No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go Mansion, yes. That's it. Everything else, maybe Big Thunder. That's it. I'll figure something else out. Thank you very much. I'll go buy a Matterhorn macaroon. On the other hand, any type of front-of-the-line pass, Fast Pass, Genie, or this new Premier Pass works by essentially body doubling a person. There's a ghost of that person waiting in line with everybody else while the actual person goes and does something else. In addition to the guests that have the pass, this pushes guests who would otherwise be in line to other venues. And because of this, things like Mr. Toad gets a 40-minute line instead of a 20-minute line. So you effectively have two people in line.
Yeah, I could see that. I
could see that too. And that was the problem. I mean, when he came on to talk about Fast Passes that one time and why they're bad, that's essentially the same thing too.
It is.
It's a different reservation. So you can get on, you can pull your Fast Pass for Indy and you can go on Small World. So effectively you have two people in line for two different rides that are really the same person.
Yeah.
So, and that's been the problem with Fast Passes forever, which is why I was surprised that when they got rid of Fast Pass, they just charged you for the privilege of doubling your line times anyways.
Yeah.
Makes no sense, right? So now anyway, so that's the premise we're starting at, right?
Okay.
By moving to Premier and increasing the price threshold, they're going to end up doing several things. One, it will make the Fast Pass experience better. You no longer have to book Fast Passes. There's no longer not a guarantee for what you pay for. Because like with the Lightning Lane, I guess like you can sell out of the Lightning Lane passes. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's part of it where like there is a limit.
Yeah.
Not making the reservations, I get that. That's great. So we're back to the things that we used to get for free, right?
Okay.
Making a reservation for free. You get one ride on each attraction, no matter what. That's untrue. And you have the flexibility to do it when you want. 2, at a higher price, it's going to lower adoption, which means less ghosts, which will equate to shorter lines for attractions without Fast Pass and less crowds through the park on a comparable busy day. Right? Okay. 3, guests who buy that usually come for a full day and they want to get on the bigger rides first because they're excited for them and want to make sure they get on them. That will front load attractions like Indy with long wait times in the morning and cause more people to leave sooner as they get through their day faster. Lines will likely get shorter at night. That last one will balance out weekdays where they have a high tourist load in the morning and they get a swarm of Magic Key holders in the evening too. The park will be better for everyone. And to all of that wall of text, I wrote back, I'm a good friend. Also, I don't know if I was supposed to read all that. So, Kyle, if you ever listen to this, your name is not Kyle, it's David. I'm sorry. So I posted on Discord and I think Marie called me out. She's like, okay, well, now are you on board with this? And I said, no, because I don't think he's correct because it's a limited amount of people and they don't say how many people can buy the pass. They don't put like, oh, there's only 400 available. Like there's I don't think there's going to be enough available or enough of an adoption of it to make a noticeable difference on the crowd sizes.
I totally agree with that. The thing that is missing from Kyle's whole rant is who is buying this. All of his points are based on the idea that a lot of people are going to use this system. And I do not think a lot of people will. I think the same amount of people that will use this are the people who get a VIP experience. And that is not very many.
Yeah, the VIP experience specifically to skip 7 lines or whatever.
Yeah, it's that same group of people. It's not, it's going to be, it's very wealthy people. Like normal ass people, normal people are not going to.
I'm leaving that in.
Okay, great. Normal people are not going to be purchasing $400 tickets. Also, it makes me mad, and just on principle, that the charge for skipping a line is more than the cost of getting into the park. It should be less.
Well, at some point, it's all, 4 times as expensive?
It's insane. That is
Yeah.
not okay to me. But
No. I think that, there used to be a time before FastPass when you just had to deal with your life.
yeah.
And the parks, by trying to make it easier for you to enjoy the rides, they made it more difficult. But they can't backtrack on that because people
Right.
adopted it and they think it's better, but they don't truly understand the math about how that works.
Yeah.
So you can't remove it because people are going to be so pissed because they think that you're removing something that benefits them, but it
Right.
doesn't. Actually, it actually harms the whole entire experience for everybody. So the only way to do it, I think, is to overcharge for it so people don't do it. I wonder if I'm just coming up with this idea now. Like, I wonder if that's it. And then at some point, RGH was saying, like, maybe they'll get rid of Lightning Lane altogether and just have this. I don't think they're going to do that because they're not going to turn money away. But I feel like if you want to do this thing, you're going to pay $400. If you don't, then you're going to buy something else, but we're going to give you the illusion that there is a difference between what you're buying and making a difference in your. I just lost my point. I lost my thread, everybody.
That's
Sorry.
okay. I think if what Kyle is saying is correct,
Yeah.
if that was the theory behind it, why wouldn't they undersell it so that more people would do it to fix their problem?
Then I think you just don't have lines at that point. I don't know. Like, you would have 300 people at once mobbing Rise of the Resistance. And I think that would be worse. I think if you have an influx of people that wait in line and then you have a sudden rush of people who can skip that line, all those people in line would be pissed.
Yeah.
And that's why FastPass was and Lightning Lane, I guess now, is distributed differently. There's different wait times, right? So you don't have that flood of people.
Yeah.
But it inherently is bad for your ride experience, but it's good because it kicks you out to buy other stuff and to wander around and do the things like the article was saying. That's why you get towed at 40 minutes instead of 20. No one inherently really loves Toad.
No.
It's cool, and it's like a nostalgia thing, and the queue is cool, and the building is cool, and like whatever. But for the most part, it's really kind of boring ride.
It's something to do while you're waiting
It's
for
something
your
to do while
Fast
you're
Pass.
waiting for your Fast Pass. Exactly right. And there's a lot of stuff in Fantasyland that is like that. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
around the parks that is like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you would get many people on Casey Jr. or Storybook or whatever as often if there wasn't, if they were just in line for friggin' Indy 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but the point to me is interesting where it's going to front load the big rides, and then I don't know, and then it's going to be less rides at the end. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. We'll find out, man. We'll find out. The bummer is Disneyland doesn't report their numbers.
No.
Don't ever really know, but if we get reports of people saying, "Oh, it's fine," whatever.
Yeah.
I can't read that article because you had to be subscribed. Okay, let's do 2 things and then we're leaving. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, there's already snow on top of the castle at Disneyland.
That's too early.
It's too early.
It's not even Halloween.
I think last week it went up.
Also, it's 80 degrees. Like,
Yeah, you're not fooling anybody.
it's not okay. That's
Well-
too early.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, and the only thing I think of is in Hogsmeade and Universal in LA, there's snow on the roofs all the
Yeah, but
time.
that's always there. Yeah.
I know, but still kind of
Well, yeah.
interesting.
That's why I like the.
But this is
yeah.
too early. Yeah, and I remember going there for the first time. I was like, this is uncomfortable for me
Yeah.
because you see the snow, but it's just
You're wearing a tank top.
it's weird. Yeah, yeah. Snow this early on the castle, too early,
Too early.
too much. We haven't celebrated Halloween. We haven't even done fall yet.
No, like
Can we enjoy fall for a second?
Can't. That's too much.
Okay. And speaking of price increases, Disney
geez.
Plus is
Oh,
getting
yeah.
another price increase.
Didn't they just price increase?
Yeah, $20 a year last year, and that's what it is again. And then plus tax, it ends up being like $30. $30 a year, $30 more a year. Disney hiked the prices of its various subscription plans on Thursday, highlighting a trend that's gained traction over the past year as media companies focus on improving profitability. Disney first announced the price hikes in August, revealing increases across its various Disney Plus and Hulu plans, with these changes set to take effect alongside the Disney Plus debut of Marvel's Agatha All Along. Whatever, who cares? Most plans will see subscription costs rise by $1 to $2 per month. Hulu Live TV plans will see more sizable increases, rising by $6 a month. Yada, yada, yada.
I sort of understand the live going up. Like, that makes more sense to me. If you want to watch TV live, like, you're paying for cable. Like, I get that. But honestly, I don't remember the last time we even opened the Disney Plus app. Like, that's going.
I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of all 3 of them. We don't watch anything on them.
All 3. What's the third?
ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Never.
I mean, because it's just a bundle. I mean, so the bundle is always cheaper. Oh, not always, but it's cheaper in this case for now.
Yeah.
But I could do away with all 3 of those things and figure something else out to watch. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Every time we've taken a price increase, this is from Iger. Every time we've taken a price increase.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's very passive language, Bob. We've had only modest churn from that.
Right.
Churn meaning turnover, meaning people leaving, right? Nothing that we would consider significant. So you're not significant, everybody. He added the goal for streaming is, quote, to grow engagement on the platform. Yeah. Duh. Yeah, whatever.
Jeez.
Wall Street analysts have cautioned that continued increases could lead to more subscribers canceling their plans, with churn rates hovering at elevated levels. The price for subscriptions without advertising are starting to go through the roof. Bank of America analyst Jessica Reif-Ilrich told Yahoo Finance. As a result, our view is that consumers will drop several streamers and maybe rotate a little bit more depending on the content cycle, which for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to the only reason we have Peacock subscription is so I can watch soccer.
Yeah.
Once that's done, I forget to cancel it. So I got to set like a reminder. But same thing with Paramount Plus. Big Brother's over.
Yeah.
I know they have the Champions League on there, but we can just subscribe for a month while the Champions League cycle is on, and then we just turn it off, and that's it. Like, it's not a big, it's too much. It's too much. To combat fickle consumers, apparently like us, competing platforms are now bundling their services together. There's more strength together. Whatever, dude. Anyway, that's happening.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't really like it either, especially because it doesn't really feel like you're getting more content, but you should be getting more content anyway. Like, the justification for me against raising prices is that, like, you're paying $6.99 a month. Let's pretend $10 a month, whatever. And then you pay for that content, right? Like, people use they need to raise prices. Let me explain myself. They need to raise prices so they can have more of a budget to produce more shows.
Right.
Where did that money go already? Where's the $10 a month that you're paying go? You're paying monthly. You're not just paying once and go, okay, I can watch Agatha all along now. My money is paying for the budget for that show. But what happens if that show's already done?
Yeah.
Then you pay another $10 and you're not getting anything new. And you're paying another $10. You're not getting anything new. So what are you paying for? That's what I understand about the price increases. They go, oh, well, we can bring you better content if we raise your price. No, you're just trying to make more money on it, which is fine. I get it. But it's between the streaming and the parks and the food prices and it's so expensive.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that.
I have zero problem canceling Disney Plus. I have not been on that in a year.
Disney Plus with ads will now cost $10. Up from $8 a month, which is what we're on. We're on ads. So on top of the insult,
yeah,
you got because we're doing that with Hulu too. We're watching what show is it? It's the English Teacher, which is a great show by the way.
Yes, yeah.
It's like every 3 minutes there's a friggin' minute and a half ad, and it's. I don't mind watching ads. I really don't, but they insert them so frequently. It's becoming distracting.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. And at least with commercial breaks, the shows were created for that.
Yeah.
Where you would have an ad break kind of built into the script. We're like, okay, this is where we're leaving. This is the act is over. A break. We're coming back into the thing, right? It's not like that really anymore. No. And it's very obtrusive, and I dislike it.
Yeah.
ESPN Plus will get a $1 increase to $12 a month. The Duo premium plan will remain the same at $20 a month. We'll see. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, Yada, yada, yada. That's it. That's all I got.
Crazy. Everything's so expensive. You can't really be a fan of Disney anymore.
It's hard. People manage, but yeah, I don't know. It's a challenge for sure for me anyway.
Yeah.
P's in the chat trying to convince everyone to go to Tokyo Disney instead.
I'm all about it.
It's cheaper. I almost read an article on here, but I didn't. But it was it's cheaper to fly to Hawaii than it is to go to Disneyland. You get $95 tickets to Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
So everyone go to Hawaii instead of going to Disneyland. Disneyland, you've been to Disneyland. Everybody's been to Disneyland. Have you been to Hawaii? Go to Hawaii. Go check it out. Go somewhere else. Do other things. And I feel like this is what people are going to be doing. I know people already are. Like we were talking to Jeremy last time, right? This is what he's been doing. He's going and experiencing life and doing other stuff. And I feel like just the same with the kind of the churn and resubscribe every once in a while for the streaming services, people are going to be doing that to the parks more too.
Yeah.
Which I think is what Disney wants to begin with.
I actually think they want that too.
Yeah.
Everyone will have a better experience when people start doing that.
Yeah. That's it.
That is it. That was it felt heavy at the end there.
I know, right? Kind of a bummer show at the end. But you know what? Look, it's the reality. I'm not going to there's plenty of other podcasts out there who like talk about, oh my God, the sparkles on the cement were so beautiful. I cried.
Yeah.
I literally was crying. And then Goofy came out. I was literally screaming. I love Goofy.
Well, all that stuff is still true.
It's fine. But also like,
Also, you're paying for it.
You're paying for it. Whatever. I'll cut all this out. I'll cut the whole show out.
Okay, great.
Let's be silence for an hour and a half.
Can you keep in my history?
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay, great.
I'll have AI Terrence read it
Perfect.
instead. Whoops.
Oh, boy.
There we go. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to the show. I appreciate you. Please don't forget to check out all of our other shows available on our website, or you can subscribe to them on the RSS feeds or whatever. EarzUp-podcast.com. We have PewniePod and Script the Vault and all these kind of things. Also, please don't forget the Buena Vista Boys. Listen to the Buena Vista Boys. Brand new show. Episode 5 just came out. It's fun time. You're going to love it. I'm going to love it. And also, at the end, I don't know if anybody has caught this yet, but I put a little audio gem at the end of every show related to the movie. So, I actually just started doing that, but still. It's fun. Check it out. Listen to it. All right. Bye, guys. Appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you in the parking lot of the parks, because whatever.